Good morning, everyone. Before we get into this morning's update, I would like to go over a quick synopsis of what is transpiring this morning. I will be back home at about noon today. I had some obligations with Julie yesterday, and we're finishing up this morning, but I still wanted to put out this update. We were able to do a fantastic live last night, which we did very well in. It was nice to see everybody in there. We talked a lot about XRP, a lot about Ethereum last night, as we thought we were in a broadening wedge. And I have exposure to Ethereum down at about the 32.98 level. And it's rode up here now to about 3,488. It's up about 5% since last night. And I thought it was a tremendous buying opportunity to have exposure to Ethereum, as it looks like it's in a bullish consolidation. There's broadening wedge here set up. First resistance is right here at 3,521, as we talked last night, and then the broadening wedge is up at 3,631. But ultimately, with this consolidation, I'm thinking it'll go up to at least 3,800 to test this upper resistance zone. And that 3,800 is the top of a very, very, very long pattern that started in November of 2021. And I put the note on here, and I showed you guys my note, where I thought possibly Ethereum was on a triple bottom. Yes, it came down a little bit farther to make the broadening wedge, but if you look at the wicks in between, it looks like a triple bottom is possibly inside a broadening wedge. So I made a mental note to myself, and when it came down and tapped this and made the broadening wedge, I was at like it's like 3,300 because I added a little bit at 3,320. So it's like 3,300 on the nose. But I wanted to play this broadening wedge, and I'm trying to play it all the way up to 3,800 and then possibly even a breakout. So these are bullish continuation patterns. So I expect it up at 3,800. I at least expect Ethereum to come up here. And the reason why I've been watching Ethereum so much is because it's a big indicator to the altcoins. If Ethereum starts breaking out here, not that it's going to be a traditional alt season, but typically when money starts to flow, it'll find its way into Ethereum. And then, like I said yesterday, that doesn't mean Bitcoin in the last couple of days goes down. It just means that Bitcoin starts to lose some of its dominance. As we can see here, Bitcoin came right down to the right, a little bit of a channel it's in. So holding the support at 91,000. Now it should come up to that 99.8 or 100K zone if it plays it true. And as I always say, buy resistance, sell support. Or if you're trying to set up a position, you make sure you understand it. Buy support, sell resistance. Buy support, sell resistance. Buy support, sell, right? Until either a breakout or a breakdown. You stick with that philosophy the entire time and you can't go wrong. And if you're a leverage trader, you put stop losses on. I'm not a financial advisor, so I can't tell you what to do, but I can try to show you the proper fundamentals, and I can try to teach you from a standpoint of positivity over negativity. There's simply too much hate in this world, so I do things from a standpoint of love. I will kill my audience with kindness, and if you're in my audience, we are not the victim. We never have been, and we never will be. That's what we do different here. We are not the victim. We don't make excuses, and we own up to what we do. So if we make a bad trade, we own it. If we make good trades, we reel with it. We own it. We live it. We love it. We embrace it. We encourage it. But we won't be put down by a bad moment, because those bad moments are what teaches you the most in trading. It's what taught me the most. The money that I've lost in trading is what's allowed me to make it 100 times back. It's pretty remarkable. So you've got to own it. If you don't own it and you blame somebody else, you're never going to see the mistake. With that being said, we're not the victim here. We never have been. We never will be. We are winners in here. That's me. That's you. That's everybody watching right now. You're a winner because you're taking control of your financial future, and you're trying to do this from a standpoint of education. Now, when it comes to the love versus hate, I want love, not hate. I want helpful, not hurtful. I want kindness, not hurtfulness. So you need the darkness to show the true beauty of the light, and the light always extinguishes the darkness, and that's how it goes. So we'll get into this technical analysis. We're going to have... I think today should be an okay day here. XLM's up 12.8%. We're waiting for XRP to bounce a little bit more here. But I'm thinking it should be a pretty good day here. We'll go through the fundamentals. We'll look at the liquidations. We'll take a look at the Bitcoin heat signature map, which showed us that there's a lot of liquidation for the short traders up at 99 and 100K. It's pretty remarkable how much there is. I think it was like the 99,700 level starts with like 600 million worth of short liquidations. It's a lot. So make sure to hit that like button so YouTube does recommend this update. If you hit that like button, I'll pop through the YouTube algorithm, pop through the recommendations, and I'll be recommended by YouTube, which means I pop up in the news feed. So with that being said, good morning. 8:50 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Wednesday, November 27th, 2024. I'm XRP future millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. It's good to see VThor's moving a little bit today, up 2.1%. I have, I don't even know, 190,000 VThor. IOTX is up 1.75%, right around 30,000 VThor. HBAR is down about 0.5%, but I expect HBAR here to get hot a little bit. I really, really do. It came down to the lower support, and now this looks like a little bit of a W could be forming. And if it is, it's going to come all the way up to about 18.6. These are some very bullish consolidations, it looks like. But as we said yesterday, you monitor your risk appropriately. DGB's up 1.78% this morning, and DGB's at that break point right now. If it can hold here, this is what we were talking about in the live yesterday. 107 area was coming up from here. It was back in the bottom. And now if it can hold the 107, you're looking at about 1.2 cents. With XRP, it's up 2.53%, up to $1.43. We can see, though, it's come all the way up on this inverse head and shoulders. Looks like a bull flag, a falling channel consolidation, which, since we bounced out of the inverse head at about $1.27, we came up to the resistance now, and we talked about this last night in the live. We need to break past this $1.47 last night. If we go into real time, it's about $1.45. If we get above $1.45, we'd be looking at about a 25% run up here. It's about a 25% run up. 24.2% run up here to about $1.80. So XRP's on the verge here with this inverse setup, and we had a double bottom here as well. We have an inverse setup here in this with this falling channel. These are all bullish consolidations. It's like I said for a couple days, like even if it falls down, don't be disappointed. There's still that $1.26 that could have held on, which is exactly what we ended up doing, $1.27. I think in this case it was $1.28 and we came back down, but we held that support structure. And if we go to the other chart, we can very clearly see we set up a beautiful double bottom here. If we break out of this downtrending resistance, which we are very close to doing right now, we came up and hit the resistance at 147. We're consolidating a little bit right now, and we're sitting at about 143. This is a perfect consolidation this morning. This is what we want to see. We talked about Bitcoin at the start. At 93,900, Bitcoin came down even earlier this morning in the last 2 hours to 92,909, completely reversed it, and this is a very bullish 2-hour candle with 6 minutes to go. Completely engulfed the entire candle, even made a new low, had a fake out, now it made a new high. If it closes over 93,947, this is it's already bullish, extremely bullish. But it looks like Bitcoin in time is going to come back up to that 100K. Like, I feel like this was a beautiful consolidation. Now, obviously, you have to monitor your risk. You know it, I know it, we all know it. Everybody watching knows you have to monitor your risk. But with the way it's set up, we looked for the support structures. I thought we hammered it home yesterday, and now it's going in a beautiful transition. AMP, I bought some on the air last night, extra from what I had. I bought 200,000 more. Now it's up 4% here today, 4.18%. VELO's down 3%, but remember, that's consolidation. Yesterday, VELO made a beautiful inverse head and shoulders here. That dropped down today, confirmed that inverse right arm that I was hoping would develop. Not just that, it's on the breakout attempt here for VELO. So you've got what could be an inverse head and shoulders, and if it is, it's going to start bouncing out. We've been playing this for a while. I've got over 100,000 tokens, started buying it at 0.09, and then I made the calamity buy at about 1.4, and I believe I even bought a little more at 1.5. I did, because I said the hell with it. It's back testing this ascending breakout, and it looks like a very bullish consolidation, and if you look at it farther, it looks like a bigger inverse head and shoulders. So the target here, if we can get over this area, and I'm going choppy, I'm going from thing to thing to thing, it would be about 3.3 cents. And we're in that consolidatory tone. Remember yesterday, I talked about gold, I actually bought B2 Gold back. I bought Fortuna Silver Mines back on the air. During one of the things I did, I think it was either yesterday or the night before, after I liquidated, because I liked the inverse head and shoulders that formed on B2 Gold and on gold. So I bought back in, and I'm glad I did, because this morning we could get hot. I'm glad I bought back into Fortuna Silver Mines. And that hasn't moved. None of them have. B2 Gold hasn't moved since I bought it. The rebuy, Fortuna Silver Mines hasn't moved since I bought the rebuy. And it was just right now. I mean, it was right in the same rotation. It hasn't really done anything. Some of you seen it at 276, so it hasn't done diddly squat. Or 279 even, you could do it. But it looks like we're going to get hot today. We very well could with gold being up 24. So like I said, I'm bouncing around here because I want to make sure the audience is caught up. If you're watching Ethereum, it's going to play around here, but this next target looks like it's going to be up here. First area to see if we can break out 3,516, and if it does, we've got all-time high area, as you can see with Ethereum. And if it breaks over this, I mean, 3,800 seems like it's a hop, skip, and a jump here. Because you got to break over this, then you can push all-time highs. And if we break over that, well, I mean, you'd have to get over 4,000, but the current downtrending resistance is 3,820 that we're aiming for. So we'll see. This is just playing out. I was down on this trade like 60 bucks to start, or 40 bucks, because it came through the, maybe it wasn't even that much. Maybe it was like 25, because I added the position. I forgot. But now it's up like, I don't know. I'm not even going to speculate. I don't like to look at it. So we'll see what happens when it goes. XRP right now is at $1.43. It still looks like a fantastic consolidation to me. That looks fantastic. It looks like it's moments away from having a breakout. Moments away from doing, we've already seen what's happening with XLM. It looks like XRP is getting ready for the same kind of movement. It really, really does. And I just have this based on the consolidatory zone, but you can see we have this falling channel just like XRP, it feels like, or at least a falling descending consolidation. Next target, though, is around 67 cents if it plays out properly. So Ethereum could get really hot here. So could XRP. Like, if it plays out properly, we could get hot. We haven't seen nothing yet. Haven't seen nothing yet. In fact, let's see with XRP. When you're looking at this from a fundamental standpoint, if you're trying to buy into like a leverage trade, you're looking for the breach of $1.45. You could get on it early, but then if it gets rejected, you'd have to ride it. You know, that $1.18 would be the underneath support. But we have formed what looks like a small uptrend here as well. So as long as it maintains the uptrend, I mean, it looks like it's going to break through here. It really looks like it's going to break through here. It looks like we're kind of just waiting for this to finish off. But that's the uptrend, so I suppose if you're looking for a better entry, maybe it comes to 139. But I don't know. It came down to $1.41. Now it's got in the last hourly. That's a bullish reversal here. So it looks like it's just waiting to rally out of here. We look like we're just waiting to rally out of this section. And Bitcoin's up to 94,000. This would be a good day to have a rally. Like I said yesterday, the way it's set up, it looks like this would be the time for the market to have that rally. Bitcoin was set up for a pushback to 100K from 91 if the channel plays out. Ethereum was playing that 33 or 3280 area or 3250 back up to 3500, then 3800, and then possibly up to like 5,000. So it's playing out. We've got XLM up 14.5%, which I'm very happy to see that. We've got DGB reversing. Got a lot of the market reversing right now, and it looks like we could get into a hot moment. Like that's what it is. It looks like we could get into a hot moment here in the market, and it's interesting to watch this. It's very, very interesting when you get to watch this setup. And I like seeing these setups. Like, I like seeing what I'm seeing here. I really, really do. I can't explain it, but I really like these setups. I mean, I can explain it because we can see the fundamental setups. But it's something, man. It is definitely something. It is definitely something. So the amp's up 7% since we got it. The last bit of it. But yeah, so looking at some of the alerts on my phone, I mean, the whole market looks like it's doing fine. It looks like it's doing fine. It looks like it's actually doing exactly what we wanted it to. Like, that's the thing. Like, we look like we're doing exactly what we want it to do. And it's actually awesome to see this. It's awesome to see this. So I'm optimistic with XRP that it's going to try to break out of this section. I am. And if it happens, it'll probably happen sooner rather than later this morning, if I'm being honest. But, you know, as with everything, you have to monitor your risk. I am not a financial advisor, and I can only tell you what I'm seeing in the market setup. And right now, it does look like XRP could get hot here. So if you want to gain exposure, just play it safe. Obviously, if you're part of our community, you bought it at 34 cents. But I know some people are going to be tempted to lever it out of here. So just be safe. Be cautious. There is a nice bull flag form here. This initial setup, if it does play out, which it looks like it should, there's no guarantees in life, but this looks like it should, at least this short-term setup here, and it should get us that little bit of volatility to push us out of this area. So let's say we actually break out of here. We get on top of this consolidation. Your target initially is going to be that $1.55. That $1.55 would likely be your initial target. So that's what I would be looking for here. But we'll see how the morning plays out, obviously. We'll see if we have any kind of further consolidation. But that little flag there speaks volumes. This is actually a nice setup here in the hourly. It's engulfing. 2 hourly was a beautiful reversal, and it's engulfing to the top side. And now it's almost like it's like a holding game now. Now it's a waiting game. So we're going to see how this transpires through the day. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. I feel like we're in a very bullish setup here. Everything looks like they've hit their fair value gaps in the short term with those dump downs. There's longer term fair value gaps to the down, but there's also fair value gaps for XRP up to the top too at $1.63, where we came all the way up there and we never retested it. So when we came up here to $1.64, we dropped through. There's a gap up here, just like what I was showing yesterday in the precious metals and commodities. You can see it just on these charts. You've got gaps. Oh, it's not easy to see today. Damn, it was right here. See this gap here? You've got a gap up here on B2 Gold around $2.90. And then you can see it on Fortuna Silver Mines as well. We gapped. You can see the clear gap there. So that typically will be filled. So I'm expecting some volatility to the upside today in commodities. And as far as cryptocurrency, I expect, some upward volatility for XRP. I feel like it still needs to bust out of this area. The resistance was $1.45. It's setting up that beautiful consolidation to try to bust out of here as we speak. That's Fortuna, but as we speak right now. And it's setting up a wall here to try to break out. So that's what I'm looking at this morning. If we get on top of $1.45, we should be able to hit 155. And then the ultimate target out of here is about $1.80. Now, could we go $1.55 and back test a quick drop to $1.45? It's possible. It's certainly possible. So I'm going to leave the technicals at that because I think we've done a fantastic job this morning. There's not much more I can do. And now let's look at the liquidations. Then we'll go into how you can buy stuff and things like that. So right now this morning we've got 2.09 million in long liquidations and 3.4 million in shorts. If we look at the entirety of the market right now, yesterday we had a ton of liquidations. We had 355 long liquidations, 112 million in short liquidations across crypto, which led to a bullish reversal opportunity, which we talked about yesterday. And now today there's 48 million in longs liquidated, but now it's up to 70 million in shorts. So it's actually flipped on us right in real time. So with the way it's set up, it does have the allure here, the illusion here, and also the forward fundamentals that look like we should be going up and retesting and liquidating some of these shorts. Just from a standpoint of longs versus short liquidations, the longs got obliterated yesterday, which means the shorts are probably en route today. It's been a few days for the longs getting hammered. I mean, hammered. Look at these longs, 349 to 141 million. Then we had 415 million to 137 million. Long versus short liquidations, 55 yesterday to 112 million yesterday. So the longs are getting obliterated. Ever since November 20th, it flipped. 21st, longs got killed. 22nd, longs got killed. Well, that was kind of a mixed bag of 21st, 22nd. 23rd and 24th, though, from both sides hammered, but the longs really got obliterated. Bitcoin, before I leave, the liquidation heat map, which I think everybody should get familiar with if you're not. And the one that I prefer is this one with the magma. I think it makes the most sense. And if we look at this, you can start to see liquidation here, 276 million at 95,300. And then if we go into the weekly, we can see as we get towards 99K, there's a huge liquidation zone. So that's what I like to pay attention to. We came down and liquidated the 93, 92, and 91K area, which had 500 plus million at those areas stacked up at each $50. Now, if you look at this, 99,700, 588 million in short liquidations. You get up to 99,850, another 609 million. You can see how it's 100,665 million. You've got billions of dollars in short liquidations right here if you can get above 99K. I have a strong feeling we're going to get there. And then if you look at this, you've got short liquidations all the way up here to power you through. all the way up here to power you through. And then once you break past this zone where we were just at, you can come all the way up here and get the new short liquidation. So something tells me we're building into a possibility here of a calamity for the short traders. Like the short traders might get bent over right now. They already have been the last 24 hours in regards to how it was. But with the rest of the market, you have to be very, very cautious right now if you're a short trader. We had that dump down, and now it looks like we could be going bullish. But remember, cautiously optimistic because it could go any way. The market is not certain to go one way or the other. XRP is not guaranteed to break out of this zone, but it looks better than not right now. I think a lot of people don't realize what's going on with the ISO and IoT tokens, the one with fundamentals. It's going to catch a lot of people off guard. And right now, I mean, that 4-hour candle, it looks like we're trying to get hot here. It really, really does. We'll see. We'll see. I'm very excited to see if we can break through or if we reverse back down. If it loses this $1.38, you know, obviously that uptrend, the short-term uptrend could be, you know, it could give you a little bit of volatility. But right now, it doesn't look like we're looking for volatility. It looks like we're looking for upward volatility right now for XRP. It looks like it's painfully behind right now. That burst, that Ethereum or XLM got from 44 and it went all the way up to 52.9, and now it's back to 50.4 after a consolidation. In XRP terms, it went from $1.38 to $1.45, back down to $1.40, and right now it's sitting right around $1.43 and some change. And with Bitcoin, it's giving us a lot to be feeling promising about because that's a big reversal. And it's engulfing to the 4-hourly, and it looks like it's just getting started. We broke bullish in the relative strength index. So everything I'm seeing here looks pretty good, but monitor your risk. If you're looking to trade crypto, XRP, abroad, from USA, worldwide, remember, if you're in BITUNIX, you send or receive from a crypto exchange, so you don't need to do a KYC or VPN. They're like a credit or debit card, like I said, you're sending and receiving from a bank account. You're not withdrawing to a bank from BITUNIX. It's another stop. So you can trade with a little bit of flexibility and freedom. I trade there. It's my favorite leverage trading exchange along with spot, but the leverage is the cheapest I've found. A lot of opportunity there, so make sure you check that out. HOTCOIN, I have my VELO and H-bar. Really like their spot trading. Their leverage, you can get higher expansions of leverage, but I prefer BITUNIX if you're going to do that. And Crypto.com, I'm verified there. I have my Crypto.com Visa card that I can put my crypto on so I can spend it as a debit card. And then I also have my XLM, VeChain, VThor, ZIL, IOTX, and DGB on there. So I have 7 cryptos that I hold on there. I don't usually talk about the VThor or IOTX, but I might as well mention it when I talk about Crypto.com so you know it's there. And then PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, if you want to send a donation, you can send a YouTube Super Chat or join Tom's Army. All of it would be greatly appreciated. Have a blessed morning, everybody, and monitor your risk appropriately, and let's see how this day finishes flying. Let's see if we can finish doing this from a bullish standpoint, and let's see if we're going to continue to have this carry out. Have a blessed day, everybody, and thank you all for the support. It means the world.